Oh, Lord.
Hello!
Hey!
Hey, people! As we can see,
We are
very
back.
excited.
Yeah! We are
Part
here
two.
excited and cold.
Dude, it's super cold.
It is very
Our
cold.
mountains are full of ice. Okay,
Snow.
let me
Snow.
just put it there. Snow
Well,
is
snow
ice,
is
right?
ice. Yeah,
Exactly.
It's not like glaciers up there.
Kind of. It's okay. We accept it.
Yes, we're cold, but we're happy. Let's see who is here. So hello from my husband, Yo-Yo. Hello, Brian. Yo-Yo. How are you doing? Binks, our faithful.
Super faithful. You were
fan.
there.
Yes. Look at this.
Always there.
Always here.
We
Love
love
you.
you.
Binks.
Hearts for you.
We also have Junior. Hey, Junior.
What's up? What's up?
What's up? What's going on? And Jen, of course.
Jen is
Guys, by the way, today is Jen's birthday. She's
No
turning
way.
25.
Happy birthday!
Isn't this cool?
That's
we
so
have an
cool.
amazing woman of God.
Thanks, guys.
You have the floor today. You
What a
can
way to
do
spend
whatever you want.
it. Talking to the internet.
Okay, Brian is saying that he beat Bianca here. Yeah, that's true, but I beat you, Brian, so
Yeah.
replace
People are
him.
And
coming.
Sam, we have DJ Sam. That's what's up. You can't see
Hey,
him because
Sam.
this is an all girls
Sam.
episode, but he's behind the camera doing all the tech stuff. He's our producer of the night. So
There you go.
Shout out.
I think, can we just put like the soundtrack a little bit softer? Just a little bit. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Even though I like the vibes, the song is cool.
Yes. Hey. Okay, now
There
we're
you
back.
go.
Guys, okay, so let's start. Just like a recap, summarizing here what we're gonna speak today. We're gonna speak about women in missions.
Yeah, who run the world.
We do run the world. As Jayza well put last section, she said that 80% of the missionaries are women. So shout out to us. And we're going to talk about this today. Last time we covered some points. If you want, we have in the YouTube channel here in Worcester. Just go there and check the first part of this Women's in Mission. And today is the second part, and we're going to talk about something that is really cool. But before that, let's just introduce the powerful woman here with us. And then after that, we're going to move on.
Okay, I'll start. My name is Lorena, and I am Brazilian, but I live in South Africa. And I'm not going to say my age, but I am a mother. I have two handsome boys.
That's true.
Davi and Luca. And Davi is 9 and Luca is 7 years old. And I'm married to the normal host. we just took his place off, but yeah, I'm married to Junior.
We knew that he was very shy, but a lot of girls hit on him in church because he was a worshiper.
A worship leader, yeah.
Yeah, for
So
all
if
the
you want to
tea.
know all about my romantic life, you just need to watch the previous episode. You're gonna know everything about me. Yeah, but that's me.
I'm Jen.
Sorry.
I'm 25 today. Woo. And I'm American. I have been in missions for 5 years. I'm single. And
Ready to mingle.
Ready to mingle. You know, you can slide into my DMs at Hey There Jen on Instagram. Just kidding. Don't do that if you're weird. Yeah, let's just not.
Yes.
Yeah,
Skip
that's
that.
me. Glad to be here.
Okay,
you.
I'm Lucy and I'm South African and I've been in missions since 2014. How many years is that, Lorena?
6 years.
Yes.
There we go.
So good.
Wow. Amazing.
So quick, yeah.
Even Luca can do that.
Okay, and I'm engaged, and I think a couple of you heard my story last week. And yeah, so that's me.
Good. Okay, and if you don't know me, my name is Lise. I'm married to the yo-yo guy in the chat, Brian McCarthy, and I'm a Brazilian, and we don't have kids, but I really want a corgi. So if you have a corgi to give it to me, I'm accepting it. Okay.
What is a corgi?
It's the cutest dog
It is the
breed.
cutest
They have the
dog in the
cutest
world.
butts.
Yeah.
What is it? I must
They
Google
like
it.
waddle when
It's-
they walk.
Yes. I don't know if you saw, but they're very fluffy, and they have like the cutest butt ever. It kind of like walks like this.
Yeah, it's true.
And they're like
Oh
long.
my gosh. Guys, please tell me in the chat, have you ever seen this dog? I have never seen this dog. I'll have to Google it. Yeah, my kids probably know because they know all sorts of animals, I must say. They beat me so hard. We
That's
were
so
playing
true.
now, and we were playing, okay, like animals names with different letters of the alphabet. Man, they beat me big times. I was like, no, I don't know any animals with this letter. They know all this sorts
And
of
Lorena is
things.
super smart. She's good with math. She's good with like dictionary stuff in English. So like
Yeah,
if
but
she's
not animals.
Exactly.
I just found out today, not animals.
Okay.
Not my thing.
See, Bianca say that she also wants a corgi. Yes. Let's
Okay.
do this, Binks.
Oh, so that's how you spell it.
So we
okay,
can
I'll,
have
I'll,
one.
I'll
You
Google
Google
it
it, yeah.
as soon as when it's finished.
Binks, we can have one, and you can have half and a half, and then we'll drink.
We can both have one and then grow them up to be best friends.
Okay, yeah, that's better. Okay, guys, so let's go back to track here. We're going to talk about the first point is something very, very interesting. It's about self-care. You living in missions, being a woman or a man, you know that sometimes when you take care of yourself, the majority of the voices they're gonna come to you is no, don't do that because that's being selfish. Let me know if that's your reality or if it's not. For yourself, like we're gonna answer here, the four of us, but I want to know from you guys as well. Like, is that a reality for you, or like, how does it work in your base? Do you have like a month off? You have every 2 weeks off, or I don't know. You decide when is your time off. But how do you take care of yourself? You know, recharge to be like healthy again and be able to like give something that you have inside, spiritually and physically, of course. Okay, so who wants to start?
Let the birthday girl start.
Okay, don't mind.
Do
if
the
I do.
honors.
Before I start, though, I should clarify that we are part of an organization called YWAM. Most of you know this, and our perspectives are all going to be from that angle. So
That's
we
true.
are in missions
That's true.
in
Thank you,
this
Jen.
context, and it could totally look different to missions in your context if you're watching this outside of YWAM or not with YWAM at all. Yeah. So.
So,
I think my phone just died. I think it's really hard to balance. So I'll just speak for me. Self-care is a really hard thing to balance between like time at work and time at home and time for myself, time for friends, because in YWAM there's no clocking out. You can't go in for like an 8-hour shift at a job and then come home and clock out and spend time with your family. You can always get a call at any time of day. Oh, hey, we have this thing. We need you. Or, hey, we're going to do ministry. Can you do this thing? Or, I'm having a mental breakdown. I need like
At 1 a.m.
yeah, exactly. Like even here, someone can come to my window on base and knock, knock, knock. I need your help. This has happened because I live on the ground floor. I mean, we all do, but so like you never really clock out, and so this is something that is hard for me to balance my time. That's just for me. So I really try to prioritize this in my life, like having time that's just for me. I really protect that. I really protect my time with the Lord, my time alone, my time with like my friends outside of work, because I mean, it's amazing that we get to work with our friends. But yeah, for me, it looks like a lot of creative things. Like for me, taking care of myself means expressing my creativity and having like outlets for things like that. Some people like to watch Netflix or go get their hair done. But for me, it's like, I just really want to be able to have time to be authentic of who I am, like expressing something, like whether it's writing poetry or doing a painting, like that's really fills me up. And that's just unique to me, that what I need, like what I need is going to be different than like what you guys need, of course. So yeah, if I have an afternoon free, I'm probably going to be in the woods, like painting or something, like away from people and like talking to the Lord as I do it. And that for me is like enough. If I just can sneak away for a little while and then come back, I try not to feel guilty about like taking time for myself like that.
So it's not like set in stone the schedule for your time off. So you're saying like whenever you have a free time, then you're gonna. It's a flow schedule. So schedule that's flowing all the time.
Yeah, right now we're all on lockdown.
Yeah, of course.
because of the pandemic. But
It's changed.
yeah, like at the beginning of the year, we staffed a DTS, and so we had a strict schedule of like, this is when we're in class, this is when we're doing outreach, this is when we're doing these things. So the weekends I had free, so I could do what I wanted. So we would hang out with our friends and do things like that. But I don't have like certain days of the month scheduled free time. And at this base, it's just not how we operate. I've seen other bases that do it differently. Where you can like request time off and things like that and have like a personal day every month. But yeah, I just take the time that I have free and like work within my schedule in order to like do things that fill me up again. Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever felt guilty like when someone just asks you to do something and it's your free time and then you're like, I'm really sorry, but I really have to prioritize this. Like, do you feel that you are like okay with that, or you still like you cannot fully enjoy your free time now because you say no to someone?
Of course. Okay, first of all, if I even say no. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if this is for you guys, but I have a hard time even saying no if someone asks me, hey, can you do this? I'll be like, okay.
I know.
Do you want to talk about that, Lorena?
That is gonna it's gonna be a whole episode.
Saying no is hard.
It is,
especially in your free time, because you know that it's important to do things that like are filling you up and things like that. But if I do say no, I still feel guilty.
I know.
I don't know. I feel like I'm being selfish. You know, if I take time to like pour into myself and like get healthy again and like spend time with the Lord, or spend time even just like doing like household. I was gonna say doing household things. Like watching movies is great, and I can turn my brain off. But something like that doesn't really fill me the same way as doing things that are like productive and expressive and things like that. Because if I can spend a whole Saturday like grocery shopping, doing my laundry, cleaning the house, like getting things ready for the next week, I feel ready to go. I feel like I've taken care of myself. Like self-care for me
do my
isn't
nails, you know?
Exactly. Self-care for me is like actually taking care of the things that I need to take care of on top of like resting and
so
just chilling.
Does actually make you rest, like make you feel rest?
Maybe that's just unique to me.
No,
I'm also like that.
That's you.
I feel ready to go if I can have a day to just like do random household tasks and then also like go out for coffee with my friends. That fills me up more than anything. Let's be real.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Go out for coffee. Oh, that's a dream. That was so long ago.
You can at Hugo's. You can.
I went there the only time I went there and it was closed.
No.
I was so upset.
Shame.
They were just closed down. They said, you want to buy coffee beans? They were open, but like not for takeaways. I'm like,
oh, shame. I'm sorry.
I was so
But
disappointed.
now they are open for Now they are open for
For
everything.
reals.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna try again.
Yeah,
But I'm gonna prepare my heart in case it doesn't happen.
disappointment.
Disappointed.
But it's good.
Guys, just let us know how do you cope with this? Like, for you, what would be like a healthy way of taking care of yourself? You know, to like getting your strength back.
Well, for me, teaching in the ELS and knowing that we have
What is ELS?
it's an English language school. So we
Lucy's
have,
an English teacher.
Ooh, just so fancy.
yeah, so we have a lot of students that come here and learn English. Some come for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, or even 15 months.
Yo.
So yeah, it depends because we have different levels. So, and teaching there like term after term, it gets exhausting. And because sometimes our break is like a week, and if it's
A
ever
week between terms.
yes, and it's if ever it's long, sometimes it's like 2 weeks, and even sometimes in between the weeks, maybe we are preparing for the next term.
Exactly. How do you prepare in between this?
So yes, you try to squeeze in some time there.
Yeah.
So then,
Yeah.
you know, having to really like have time for resting and self-care. And for me to rest is to be in my room and to sleep. You know,
That's right.
Yeah, sleep, get up, take a shower, eat,
and go back to
bed.
sleep.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, queen.
That's,
Yes.
that's resting.
Yes.
Yeah. And then watch a movie in between or catch up with friends, call my family. So that's rest for me. And so I'm staying with the students. And then sometimes, you know, I want my brain to be off. And here I'm going maybe to the bathroom or going to get water. And then one student stops you. Hey, Lucy, how do I say thought? You're like, oh my word. Like, you know.
Can I think about this later?
Can I give you the answer next week when we go to the school?
Yo.
So, but you know, you can't say that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
then, right there on the spot, I have to help. You know, so sometimes I just get in my room and close the door. But then, if I come out and they ask for help, I'm willing to help. Yeah. So then, for me, getting rest would be going out to a friend's place and then staying there for a couple of days.
Yo.
Yeah, so then that
I
helps.
hear you.
That helps. Or traveling home, going home, and I know that I can just rest. So yeah, for me, yeah, that's how I try to rest. You know, in between the different terms. You know, it's just I have to make time for that, because if not, oh my word, I don't want to risk being burned out in the next term.
Okay, I have a question for all of us, even for people that are in the chat. When you guys come back from a trip, like, are you that type of person that is gonna like straight go talk to other people like, hey, hello, or you just need like 2 days to kind of like sink in and just like put the things in order before you see anyone, and you kind of feel like you're like hiding yourself like behind the tree and just like, I hope nobody sees me, I'm not ready to say hello to like 500 people in this base. What is the reality of this?
Yeah, I am a bit weird, you know, like when we go on furlough to Brazil, maybe like sometimes we go for 2 months, and sometimes the longest we've been there, it's like 3 months. So when I come home, like here's home now. So when I come home, first thing I do, I unpack everything. No matter, like,
Sure.
I mean, that is a long trip. Sometimes, you know, depending on the legs that you do, like it can be up to 48 hours, depending on what way you do. But it's usually around 24 to 30 hours, you know, and I'm like, everybody's so tired and everything, but I can't rest until I unpack everything.
Sure.
Then I shower, then I go to bed. Next day, I'm ready.
Yo.
Ready for anything. You can talk to people.
I can
hang
talk
out.
to people,
Okay.
hang out, I'm fine. But I need to unpack, and I need a shower.
No unpacking for 1 week. Only the necessary. I'm just gonna pull like the underwear and stuff like that.
No ways, I can't deal with
And
that.
I'm gonna buy to go food so I don't have to cook, because I don't want to deal with like pans or anything that is dirty. And you're not gonna see me for like 3 or 4 days. So just
And I
let
do
you know.
laundry next day.
Yo,
Yeah.
you're my hero. That's goals.
I'm telling you,
You
I
know what?
can't deal.
When I come back from a trip, I'm gonna go to your house, and then you're not gonna be able to sleep until you unpack everything.
I told you I'm weird.
I guess I'm like in between you guys, because I think sometimes I want to see everyone right away and get it over with, and then take a couple of days. Like I'll say, "Oh hi, I'm back. Oh I miss you so much. Like let's get coffee next week.
Let's catch up. Yeah.
And then I'll go home and like be alone for a couple of days, sort out all my things, do my laundry, like. But then I'll take like a day or two, and then I'll go out again and then I'm ready.
You
ready
take
for the
it
world.
in bits.
Yeah.
It's like a little bit.
Exactly.
A little bit. then-
Exactly. I like easing into it, but then sometimes, like when I came back from my last trip to home, I wanted to just get it over with and go to church like right away because we were coming home Sunday and we wanted to go like home early enough to go to church, see all of our friends and family. I was traveling with my best friend, and our car broke down, so we couldn't do that.
Sure.
And then I was very thankful because I was like, that's too many people. What was I thinking? I don't want to see everyone right now. And then the next day we went and we saw everyone.
Okay.
But
Because I'm not going off the track here. This is actually
It's part of self-care.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. How you like debrief with yourself, like when you're changing from one place to other or one routine to other. Yeah.
So for me, I get so excited when I see people. I'm like, oh, I want my friends. I haven't seen them in a couple of weeks. So for me, it's just let me get to my room and put my bag down, and then I come out.
Wow.
I can see that later. I can sort it out before I
no.
sleep.
Task-oriented people.
So
I
yeah.
need to finish my tasks first. People come as afterwards.
That's true.
So yeah, I go and catch up with people. I mean, I haven't seen them in like a couple of weeks. So I mean, there's a lot to tell them. How was my holidays? I want to hear what did they do. So that cannot wait until later. We have to do it while I'm still fresh and excited.
I understand.
Man,
Look at here. Samuel say that he is like Lorena. You
There
have
you
to
go,
like
Sam.
to finish. So you're not alone in this,
I'm not
Lorena.
alone. Thank you.
No, there's many that need
Yeah, of
that as
course.
well.
Okay.
And it's good. This is something that's so important to know, to learn yourself, because you
true.
don't want to go too hard too fast and then like need maybe a week to recover
That's
of
true.
like
Yeah.
seeing too many people too fast, and then you're like no good for anyone the next couple of days. So these are all parts that we have to take care of ourselves.
Can I ask a question? Maybe, you two are still single. You, for not for long, but do you think there is difference like in pressure of like what is expected from a single woman staff in terms of like being ready to do things and being available all the time from like, for instance, like a woman that is married or that have kids within the mission, like, I mean, within the Y1 bubble, because I've heard it before, but I would like to hear you guys.
Yeah, I think the pressure is there because, just because you are single, I don't know, it's just the notion. Like you are single, you don't have a lot of things to do, you have a lot of time on your hands. So when people need help, they kind of like expect you to jump up. You know what I mean? You don't have a kid that's crying behind you, mommy, I'm hungry. So that pressure is there. And I think as well, it requires boundaries as well, and even for people that expect the help from you, not to just think that because you are
Not just
single.
assume
yeah
you're
Yeah,
single, you
already
have all the
have
time on the
That's so
world.
true.
yeah
It's unfair.
yeah, because it can also be hard if you are somebody who cannot say no. You're always saying yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And because you will be the superhero, everything. Lucy, can you do this? Lucy, can you do? Then you go. Then at the end, I think it can be exhausting.
I think that's the point that I like for me in this whole self-care thing. It's like a very, very strong thing because like my culture in missions is that what I see, the way that I see or perceive people around me actually is like you are in missions. So Sam? Sam, we can hear you. Okay.
Yeah, apparently he can't hear us.
Okay. So, I'm sorry for the noise whenever. Oh, we can hear you. You can hear the chick. His face is like, okay, now we're good.
It's okay.
So I think in this context, it's like we're missionaries. We have to like give our lives just like Jesus gave, and we can use this. It's beautiful, but it can come out of a context. And even Jesus had this pockets of moments where he was alone, he was recharging, he was like, I need to be alone. I
He
need to do
ate.
this. Yeah, I eat. You know, he had his moments, and there's so much more that we don't know. Like before, he was in the temple. Like when he was a kid, he was normal like us, but also like God. But my point with that is that yes, we should be selfless, but selfless, but also we should learn how to take care of ourselves. You know, one of the first things that God did. When he created man, he created for a relationship. He created, and he didn't say work like until you're dead. Just like you could see, there was kind of like he had a space to like renew the strength for the next day or something, you know. So when you suddenly say, "Oh, I'm having a mental breakdown," let's say like that. I just need a month to just like step back and do this. Some people are gonna say, yeah, okay, I hear you, I understand you, you totally need to. But if we really take care of our health and our body, we shouldn't actually get to that point where you have the mental breakdown.
Yeah.
You know, you are like responsible and healthy, so you don't get to that point. And honestly, like right now things are changing, but honestly what I've been seeing like in years in missions is that we praise and we worship of those that are like constantly working non-stop. And they're having like extremely burnouts, but that's okay, they keep going because that's what we praise right now. And it's not healthy. It's a culture that we create that is completely unhealthy, that is just draining. A bunch of missionaries, they stop and they're gonna have like 2 years of not doing anything because they have to. Their brain doesn't keep up with the body. So I think what I'm trying to say is that let's try to be healthy. Let's try to find this moments of like rest in our minds, in our bodies, because like everybody brushes their teeth every day, right? We know that this is important for our teeth, so we try to be healthy with our teeth. Why also we don't give the same importance to our minds? So I think that we should.
It's a good word. Yeah, I think there is something about us specifically as women that, at least for me, I'm going to speak from my personal point of view. But from my experience, there is a lot of expectation put onto us, you know, and like when you're single, when you're gonna get married, and once you get married, like, okay, when you're gonna get kids, you know, and once you get the first kid, when you're gonna get the next kid, you know, and and you have 2 boys, when is the girl coming, you know? It's like there is always something else, you know.
That's so
like
true.
it's almost like there's this constant, you know, pressure that you need to perform, or you need there are things that are expected from you. And I mean, we're all different, you know. And I really feel like there is this expectation that a woman should know how to cook, and a woman needs to know how to do this. And I know a lot of it's cultural as well, but there is a lot of things that it's kind of general, you know, and like you were expected to do that, you know. And in missions there is a lot of that baggage that comes with.
That's true.
You know,
that's true.
And you need to cope with that, you know. Like I've experienced YWAM in 2 different countries, here and back home in Brazil. So it's 2 completely different setups. But I've seen, you know, like there is this bubble. You know, that's why I asked about the single stuff, because like we do have this value in YWAM that is like we value families. So I feel sometimes that we do have like a net of protection and, you know, care for the married woman, especially the ones with kids, you know, which is great. I mean, I benefit from that, and it's amazing, and I think we should do that. But I sometimes I feel like, do we have something else, something like that, at least that we look into that for the single stuff as well, for the woman, you know, like, you know, you also get your periods. You also get days that you like, if you like you don't want to go out of bed or
Yeah.
you're not feeling well, you have PMS. Come on, girls, we're talking. You know,
It's true.
That's
Go
true.
there.
so there, it's a girls' talk, you know. So so sometimes I just feel like there is this little bit. There's this difference. I understand, you know, and our times are completely different.
Yeah.
So it's very easy for me to look at Jen, for instance, you know, like you're single, oh, you have all the time of the world. You don't know what's to be tired. You don't
Oh
have
my gosh,
kids.
we hear this all the time.
Yes. Oh, you don't have no kids? You don't know what's to be tired. You know nothing, Jon Snow.
Your body's gonna get used to.
Yeah. So there's this like the worst is to come. You know, like there's that. You know,
That's why I don't
there's
wanna
this
have
thing.
kids.
Like
It's true. You hear it all the time.
it's like you haven't seen anything.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that is so bad.
Sorry, honey. I think that's why I don't want to have kids.
Shame.
And I think that's why it's so hard to have boundaries, especially as especially as a single woman in missions, because we're always accessible, you know? Like here on this base, we all live, 20 people in one dorm. We're always available. People can come to our door, say, "Oh, you must have nothing going on. Come help me." Or like, and then I'm not going to compare that to having kids, but like things like there is a separation, married families get better housing.
Yeah,
they get
that's so
better
true.
opportunities,
That's so true.
Nicer, like there's benefits.
That's true.
There are
and then
benefits,
you're
of
single, you're fine. You can all live together in this cockroach infested.
Yeah,
thing.
you can sleep anywhere.
Yeah, it's fine.
You know,
You're,
like,
you're
it's
young,
fine.
you're single, you
Yeah,
have no worries, which just isn't true. Like
That's
we all
not
have
true at all.
worries, we all have things that are going on. And then of course, because we don't have kids or maybe we're not married yet, then there's no question to anything else going on in our lives. Like maybe we have stuff going on back home. Maybe we have, certain things that like we're walking through that just aren't even part of the conversation because it's not as noticeable as like, oh, my kids are crying, behind me, feed me,
Yeah.
So as a woman not yet married, not yet having kids, I'm expected to be always on, always ready to go, always ready to help. And I would love to. Like I'm not saying,
Yeah, you
leave me
don't want
alone.
to do that.
But there is a separation. It's just kind of natural in the
Respecting
structure
the
of our
boundaries.
mission. Yeah. And that's why for me it's so important to have boundaries. It's so important to say, actually no, like this is my day off. I'm gonna go off and do things and really try not to feel guilty. Like we spoke just like us before we were live about like going out and spending money, going and getting coffee with your
Yeah.
friends and not feeling guilty about it.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to feel guilty that I'm enjoying myself because there's work to be done
Yeah.
back at the base, or because there's an outreach that you could be in or a community that you could be serving. I don't want to feel guilty for that, but sometimes I do because the work is never done.
Yeah.
But I understand what you're saying,
Yeah.
and that's the sweet spot because we live in our work, and like psychologically speaking, that's a lot to cope with.
Yeah.
You're always like you're married, so even when you go home, there's no way that you can like fully unplugged. Say, okay, now we're not gonna talk about work because you live in your work, or
And you work
even
with your spouse.
or even you guys.
Yes.
Like if you're single, like you still live in your work, so people are gonna talk about this. Like you don't. It's kind of rare when we have something outside here. Like when when you go for swimming in a gym, or you just do like yoga with different people. Like it's kind of rare because we live here. It's like our life 24/7.
Yeah.
The separation
It's
is
a
so.
community life. It can be a toll.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, it just,
on your life.
you always feel it, even if you don't notice until you leave. Like
Yeah.
today I went out with my best friend. We went for a walk like by the mountains, and I just thought like, oh, okay, now I'm just Jen now. I'm not like YWAM Jen or missionary like on base doing this or that. I'm just me.
all
I'm
these
out.
labels.
Yeah, like it all just kind of
Exactly.
goes away, and I was able to just enjoy this walk with my friend and like not have that pressure. And then when you come back, it's like, okay, yeah, I'm a YWAMer. I'm back on base. This is this role that I fill in now. Not that it's a bad thing. It's just always there,
Did you see what Sam put here? I liked what he said. It's like, I have noticed that ladies in mission have to deal with more pressure than guys, at least in my view. Especially because ladies are trusted more. So they want to do all the things that need to be done, even though you do a lot. So like, I don't, correct me if I'm wrong, Sven, but like the women are more trusted with the work that they're given to them. They know that they're gonna like. You should be good with.
You think women
Yeah.
women are more like seen as more responsible? Okay.
That makes sense. I mean, I think it's just in our nature as women to see a lack and then fill it. Like,
Yeah.
oh, this is
We see
being
things
done.
ahead.
Yeah, like I'm just gonna do it, you know. And okay, this is a sweeping statement, so forgive me. But like most of the
Okay.
people that I
Get
see
ready.
do this are women. Like, you know, there's that cliche of like, oh, my husband doesn't do it, so I'm just gonna do it, or like,
I do that all the time now.
okay, let's change the subject. Yeah, but like, I just think, I mean, I see this in my mom. Like, she's been a pastor's wife for ages, and she just sees things that need to be done, you know, and she has the like work ethic to go and do them. She doesn't have to be asked to do something, and I just see this a lot in the women like in our community and in our mission. Like, we just see things that need to be done, and we do them.
Yeah, I think if even like again, it can vary. Like it can be different from culture to culture. But
Yeah,
like
sure.
I think the South African culture is a very, it's very much around the mother and the grandmother. You know, it's like it's very matriarchal. Is that a word?
Matriarchal,
Yeah.
yeah. Good
Thank
job.
you.
Wow, look at this.
I don't know.
Math
Maybe
and
you can
grammar.
correct me, but maybe you can say something about that, like about how in a context, not so much in the missions context, but in cultural wise,
Yeah.
the terms of like the woman, like in what Sam was saying, like the woman seen as more responsible and more like she's gonna jump in and she's trustworthy.
Like all the honor.
Yeah. So like culturally, most of the men, they go to work, like let's say I'll speak from my culture. So I say Limpopo, and then the fathers go to work in Gauteng, for example. So then they come back once or twice a month.
Wow.
So all the time the kids are with the mom.
Wow.
So the mom has to see that the kids are fed well, the kids go to school, you know, everything has to be done by the mother. So then sometimes you would find that the mother also has to go work, and then the kids stay with the grandma. So the grandma has to take care of the kids. So then that's why it gets to be that the women do everything.
I see.
mean, so it's like it's their responsibility. So the father is there, but not so much there. The mother has to take care of the kids, and that is how life goes. So then women tend to really develop this strong character that, you know, I have to do both roles. And some of the women, they don't have husbands. So
That's
you're the
true.
mom and you're the dad. So you just have whatever it is that has to be done, you have to do it.
You have to
because,
deal with it.
Yeah, you don't have any other choice.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
very strong.
I think God, when He made us, I think I'm not like saying God made us more special or anything.
Of course, you did make it more special, Lorena. You can say
we are
the
the
truth. in
last
this
of
part.
creation. You
Exactly.
know, there is something else, you know, in us. Yeah, but I think there is. I think, like I said, I think I even mentioned that last week. I think there is something about God's nature that is only portrayed in a woman. You know, like this motherly love that is also in God. You know, that He says, like, even if a mother forgets a child, I will not forget you. So there is this motherly love in God as well. So I think there is like a special ingredient and element that we have to bring and to portray God's character, you know, in the world. And like I'm saying, you know, I feel like there's a lot of expectation towards us as women, you know, in missions and in life in general, you know. like all these things that you were supposed to know or you were supposed to do well, and like there's pressure from society, there's pressure from your kids, from your husband, from your future husbands, from from men when they look at you. So there's a lot of pressure, and at least I always felt that way, that I'm always supposed to be like this or like that. But even with that, like it's very important for us, and I think with age, now I think I am the oldest here. Not old, but I'm the
No, not
oldest
at all.
in this
Yes, not
setting.
at all.
Yeah, so I think with age and maturity, you start to learn how to say, like when to say no. Even though I'm very bad at it, but
It's definitely something that you get better at.
yes, you learn to put boundaries and to manage your time better and to know yourself better, to see until where you can go. So I think that's something that is important. We shouldn't feel guilty about saying no sometimes, and about taking time for ourselves, and buying that lipstick that you like,
Yes, buying that outfit, to do the hair.
do your hair, do your nails, take some time, So I think we shouldn't feel guilty about these things. Like I think Liz said, there is a sweet spot. We are to be selfless. I think for everybody, that's not only for
No,
women
for
now.
women,
I think we are, especially as missionaries, we are called to be selfless.
Yeah,
We
for sure.
are called to live a sacrificial life.
Yeah.
And but God also give us amazing opportunities and privileges that we would never have, if we didn't serve Him.
Yeah,
So
of
there
course.
is this sweet spot and this balance, I think we just shouldn't hang on to that as is like we are entitled.
Yeah.
Yes, of
To
course.
things.
Yeah.
I'm entitled to have a time for myself. That thing, I can't now because now is my time off. I think we need to learn to read and assess
Yeah.
and to make sacrifices
That's
as well. But not to make sacrifices in a way that is going to hurt us, in a way that's going to hurt our health or that's going to hurt our family lives, and things like that. I think there is this sweet balance that we need to reach.
I think for like you were speaking, and this just came to my mind, like when I realize I'm going like overboard, when I'm missing that sweet spot, is when I'm doing things for God. I don't know if you guys know the book With God, but there's a difference
really good.
between
You should
doing
read it.
things like for God and with God. So when I'm doing things with God, I remember this day, I was even sharing with some of my friends one day. I was like, I'm so tired, and I do want to spend time with God. I do want to read the Bible and stuff like that. And God was like, you know what? You're going to spend time with me. What do you have to do? What is your list for today? And then I have like a bunch of things to do. I have to do the laundry. I have to cook this. I have to do that and do this and do that. And then God's like, okay, let's do it together. Let's do the laundry first. And then we did the laundry first, and then check the list. And then we did the next thing, and then check again. So like when I'm doing things for God, just like pushing forward, because I have to work for Him. And in my heart, I'm not doing like with Him and with the love that He gave it to me. Then I miss this spot. I miss the reason, the right reason, a motive of my action. But if I'm doing things with God, then He will understand where I am, and He will also respect the rest that my body needs, that my mind needs for this. So yes, doing things with God.
And you can even keep the people from coming to ask you things. You'd be like, don't go.
Yes, exactly.
He can speak to their hearts.
Exactly.
That's so true. That's so true.
And it comes
Yeah.
from knowing yourself better as well. Like as you like let the Lord grow you in certain areas and let the Lord show you your boundaries. Like, oh, actually, this
Yeah.
is too much for me. And
Yeah.
I can say this with confidence. Like, no, I can't do that. I don't have
Yeah.
the capacity. Not because I'm lazy or because I don't have good work ethic, but because that's too much. And then you
Yes.
can say it with no guilt.
Yes.
Like, and this is something I've been learning the past few years because I couldn't say no for so long.
That's
And-
so true.
and then I would go beyond my limits, you know, and then I would like need to recover, and like this is how people get burnt out. So the Lord's like, hey, it's okay. It's okay to say no. It's okay to put these boundaries, because now you're knowing your limits. You're knowing that like, oh, actually this is too much. Or hey, I'm feeling like super healthy and strong. You need me to do that? Okay, absolutely. I will.
Yes.
I'm there. I got your back. I will go full on. I think there's something really beautiful about like a strong work ethic and like giving selflessly, like we've been talking about.
Yeah.
It's amazing, and that's what we're called to for sure. But then like being in touch with yourself and keeping checking in. Okay, God, how am I doing? Like, oh, actually I'm really tired right now and I need a break. Then okay, like let's just step back and no guilt. Like like okay, I'm doing this with God, keeping checking in. And then when you have rest or you filled up a little bit, like okay, now let's go serve again, you know? And then it's just this constant thing of learning yourself better, learning your boundaries, learning how like to build your work ethic and protect your personal life and your family and your mental health and things like this.
I think there's a beautiful part of this as well, which is the other side. If you really love people that you're around, if you really love your neighbor, you also should assess them, you know. Lucy, can you do this for me? And then if I see that Lucy is like full of stuff, like Lucy, be honest with me. How are you doing now? Can you do this? And not like take it personally, no?
Yeah,
okay,
that's really good.
Lucy's saying no to me. Oh my gosh, she hates me now. I hate her. It's not personal. It's just understanding where you are right now. You know, do you think you could help me? What do you have in what is the cards on your table? It's also me loving Lucy and not just like taking from her everything I want until she's done. It's like assessing the situation, just like Lorena said. You know, if you love them, then also do that. You know, you can assess.
Yeah. And I think there is this one thing that you grow your capacity as well. I think the danger is when we start comparing and just saying like, oh, but you know, we start comparing. For instance, let's say I'm gonna use myself as an example. Oh, but Lorena, she's married, she has 2 kids, you know, she has her house and she does this and this. How can't you do that? You have no kids, you have you know, like
true.
and you start comparing. And I think that's so dangerous, you know, because like I said, you know, some people even say like, no, you do so much, you know. Yes, maybe I do, but that is because I grew my capacity over the years, you know. It's like you start doing little, you know. I honestly look back at my life and I'm like, how did I ever get tired when I didn't have kids? You know? But when I didn't have kids, I did get tired because I didn't have this capacity that I have today, you know? So just an encouragement, you know, just like, okay, also at the same time that you do need to put boundaries and we also are called to grow, you know, and to grow this capacity as well.
I'm just gonna put it
Brian,
out there.
I'm helping you.
I'm just gonna put it out there that when Brian wakes up, one of the first sentences that comes out of his mouth is like, "I'm so tired," and I was like, "Dude, you just woke up. What's going on?"
Yeah, so you know there is this element. So I just don't want to finish this conversation with everybody.
Joy.
No, with everybody just feeling like, okay, now I'm tired. I need time for myself, and I need to do, you know, I need to have time to do my nails, and I need, you know, I have my rights, you know, and it's not only that, you know, we are also called to grow, you know, our capacity and to grow in that area as well. You know, so yeah, just want to leave it out there.
Okay, we're not gonna finish on this. We still have one last point, and we have 10 minutes or a little bit more than that. But the last point is a joy that you share as a woman in missions. So if you have something to put it out there, even if you're a guy and you are in your chat, and then you remember about a woman leaving this experience, please just share with us in the comments. And we can also share here.
Yes, so for me, the joys of being a woman in mission, you know, leaving your family behind. For me, my parents are not Christian, so then having to leave them behind, okay? But they're still my parents. I love them. You know, I would have wished if, you know, I had a prayerful mother, you know, a father who would call and say, you know, the Lord is with you. Those kind of voice that, you know, we need as God's children. But, you know, I remember one time God gave me a word, I think 2014 or somewhere, and he was saying that, you know, I will give you the kings and the queens to be your mother. They will be, you know, they will take care of you. You know, so okay, I put that word as a promise. And I remember one day, I met a certain lady here on the base. She's from Brazil. And then she said she wants to be my mom, you know. Aww. So, yeah, we were so close and it ended up there. Then I was like, okay. Then, I think she had a son. She has a son who's my age. Also, then I was like, okay. Because I in my culture, I cannot call an older lady like auntie. If she has a child who's my age, I'm supposed to call her mom. So then I called her mom. And from there, like something just shifted in my eyes. Like she was taking care of me, loving me, praying for me. And then it came, hey, that promise that God said he will give me mothers. Wow.
That's cool.
That's amazing.
This is a mother that he has given me. And from that day on, like, you know, people came and became my parents. You know, I have moms and dads in different places.
That's amazing.
You know, they call and they check up on me. They say, Lucy, we're praying for you. Like that desire that I wanted to just see that, you know, being in missions, God fulfilled it. He didn't fulfill it through my parents, but he gave me spiritual parents.
That's so cool.
You know, so yeah, that has just been a joy.
Aw, that's
It's
so
amazing.
cute.
I love
that. Yeah.
So, I think one of the biggest joys that I get to experiencing missions is
To be a mom. No, I'm just kidding.
but in fact it is to be a mom in missions. You know, it's amazing. I think your mom experienced that and she can probably tell the same thing. It's just amazing how, like I said before, you know, our organization YWAM values families, you know. So just the fact that I have the freedom and the time to just, you know, put boundaries to be with my kids.
That's cool.
You know,
Yeah.
it's not like a job that I have to be this certain amount of hours there.
yeah.
You know, sometimes I work more than a normal job, but you know, I have this freedom to be at home and to be with my kids. And like if I need to stop and homeschool and if I need to leave them here, and like we live in a big property
That's
here,
true.
which is very safe, and the kids have lots of outdoor space to run and lots of kids
so true.
and friends, and the exposure that they have, they speak 2 languages, they're learning their 3rd language, which for me it's like amazing. Like I grew up in Brazil, I could only speak Portuguese for
What is
most
the
of my
third
life.
language?
They're learning Afrikaans.
That's so
You should,
fancy.
you should hear.
Dankiera.
Yeah, you should hear the V's pronunciation in Afrikaans. I'm like, shut up! I can't believe it. I hate you. Yeah, but you know, so that there is like all these joys. You know, like it's something that it's not mine. And yeah, so I think this is such a big privilege, you know, and there is a lot of things that I can say that I have experienced in my missionary life that I can certainly tell you that I would never be able to experience if I wasn't a missionary. Places that I got to be, you know, things that I get to have.
That's so true.
You know, like that, and it's... Yeah, I think I would never be able to.
There's this
to
saying
have-
that says that you only millionaires and missionaries they get to experience some stuff, and that's so
Yeah.
freaking true.
It's so true.
Yes.
Sometimes you are like, you don't know what to eat. 5 minutes later, someone donates something. Other times you are like in a 5-star hotel, eating the best food with the
Yes.
mayor of the city. And
Yeah.
then the next day, you're like swimming from piranhas in the middle of the Amazon. You're
Yeah.
just like...
And you
missionary.
have these amazing spa days that they give you.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes
like at a
you
host
know,
place.
Every,
Yes.
Yeah, every now and then you get to experience a few things that you're like, man, how is that even possible?
crazy.
I've been to some restaurants and stuff that I'm like, man, how could I ever
could
afford this?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Like
Never
in
in
normal
my
life. Yeah.
you know, I think even if I worked, I would never have the
Yeah.
money to pay for this. You know,
it's true.
so it's really, there is a lot of privileges that we get to experience. You know,
My
and I think
friends-
it's amazing.
Sorry.
No,
my,
you can.
my friends in school, they always thought that we were rich because we were always traveling as missionary kids. Like, oh, teacher, I'm sorry. Next week we're gonna have to leave. Oh, teacher, sorry. Next month we're like, and my friends were like, "You guys are rich." I was like, "Dude, you have no money.
You have no
God's
idea.
money."
It's so true. I'm 25 now and I've already been to 10 countries and my friends are like, well, including my own. My friends, some of my friends have never left the country or barely left our state, and they're like, "Oh, you have this exotic life and you like have it so good." I'm like, "You have no idea that I've slept in like 27 beds this year and like I
Yeah.
sleep on the floor and and when we went to Uganda, like someone paid for my whole team to whitewater raft in the Nile River. And like, I never would have been able to. It was this bougie place.
Yeah.
Like, we couldn't afford it. And someone just was like, "Yeah, we want you to have this thing." And we went and did it. And it was so nice. And if
Yeah.
I was living like the normal,
Life.
9 to 5 life back home, I would never have experiences like this. I would never be able to be here and see snow on the mountains on my birthday. Like, I have a summer birthday, but now I'm here in the winter and I have
Winter
this,
birthday.
like, the snow on the mountains, and I get these amazing experiences.
That's true.
That I would not have if I was home, if I was like went to school and work like my friends. And I am single, which I love, and I can travel on my own, and like as a woman I can do things that I wouldn't be able to do if I was married or with kids. And so I mean, I said this last week as well, but I'm really enjoying this season because now I get to
That's
do all
cool.
these things. Like I can like lead fitness classes in the Middle East with refugees in a like a female only like shipping container room, like that our like the guys on our team, they couldn't come in, and it was so nice because we could like have this opportunity, and the women take off their hijabs and then we just talk girl
Yes.
talk, and like
That's
it's
so
just
nice.
it's those moments make you think, okay, this is why I do what I do.
Yeah.
This is why I'm following the
It's so
Lord on this
worth it.
wild journey, because I get to have moments like this around the world with people that he loves, to just say, hey, like there's a God out there that's crazy in love with you, and it just makes it all worth it,
Yeah. I think that there is this thing that God spoke to me once. It was during a very hard time, actually. We lost like a big support a few years back, and it was crazy. We were like, there's no way we can survive without the supporter, and how are we gonna do this? And and I went to pray, and I was like, God, what are you doing? You don't know what you're doing. Let me sit you down and tell you.
What do you need to do?
And then I was talking, and then and we were like in a comfortable place financially, at that point. And then God spoke so clearly to me. He said, like, Lorena, you have this cup in your hand, and this cup, let's say it's a 200 ml cup. I can only fill 200 ml there, In order for me to give you more, I need to throw away this cup. You need to trust me,
Yo.
Yeah. Wow.
Like you can't, you are limiting me, And for that, there is a risk involved, After that, we never had the same like support system again, and that's been years. And we always had more than enough,
Wow.
And it was always like, sometimes at the last minute, things sweeping around. There were months that we were barely made it, and some months that we had 3 times what we needed, So it's this crazy thing, and I feel like almost you investing into the market, like you never know if it's going up or it's going down. But it's just really trusting, It's I think this is our life,
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
as women, like everything that I trusted God, like when I went to have my kids, for instance, the health system in Brazil, it's terrible. Like I gave birth as a queen in South Africa. I must tell you, like I had the best health care I would never, even if I paid, I wouldn't have the same thing in Brazil. Wow. It was amazing. And it was God. It was really God's favor. I could have, like, my kids had their little room and everything that I always dreamed. I would never be able to pay for that. And I got to experience it, and it was really amazing. So I can't just say, we go through difficult times. All of us, we know that. Like we said, some days you sleep in a tent on the floor. Yeah. Some days you are like in this big hotel and stuff. But it's because our hearts are not on these things. It's not about sleeping on the floor or sleeping on the hotel. It's about really the calling. It's what God wants from us and what we learn from it. So I can't complain. My heart is full of gratitude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, Hosea said, "Thank you. I'm glad to watch."
Hosea, hello.
Aw.
Long time no see.
Look at us finishing in time. Isn't that amazing?
Wow.
Well done, girl.
Wow, good job. Guys, thank you very much for keeping up with us. Do you have any final words from this women mission that you want to, I don't know, any final advice or something that you want to add to our podcast?
Just do it. If
Just
God
do it.
says to do something, just do
Just
it.
do it.
No matter if it looks crazy in the moment,
Nike.
no matter
Just
if
do
you're
it.
broke and on the side of the road, like, God, what do I do next? Like, just go for it. It's so worth it. You get to have these amazing experiences and work with powerhouse women like this
That's
in
true.
random places in the world. It's absolutely worth it. And
It's so worth it.
there's nothing like it. I wouldn't trade my life in missions for anything
Me neither.
else in the world.
Me neither. And
And
that's
you are the one that's been there the longest.
yeah,
since
that's
you were
true.
born.
That's so true. 31 years in the making.
Yeah, but I think it's amazing. Yeah, if I can leave a token there, it's just stop comparing yourself. Let us don't compare yourself to others, and don't compare others to you. Put your expectations in God and just trust Him. He has amazing things for you.
Binks, we love you too. She say that we are all queens and I love you.
Oh, Bing.
She also say we're all sharing the most beautiful things. Thank you. Thank you, Binks. I want you to be here, okay? I want you to be here in this podcast when you come back in September. Let's make that
Next
happen.
season.
That would be cool.
Next season.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you need to say that.
Yes, okay. Thank you all for watching. And we really enjoy having you here.
Yeah.
We hope that you've been blessed with this topic, women in missions. And yes, just like you saw, you heard, we have our ups and downs, and that's normal. Nobody has a perfect life. Nobody has only bad things going in their lives. That's missions. That's being a woman in missions.
Especially because we have a lot of hormones.
It's true. You never know what's coming for you. You never know. Okay, guys. God bless you. See you next week.
See you. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
That's so true. You never know what's coming.
All the hormones.
I love the song. Bling,
I know, it's so chill.
bling, bling.